Hello, it's Dawn Michelle and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a quick little, I don't know, just flip through or mention of this new deck that was sent to me by Inside Edition for spooky season. And this is the Necronomicon Tarot. And I'll be honest, like when it first arrived, I was like, oh, I don't know, man, this is not my thing. Not my thing at all. I do have a copy of the Necronomicon, like the actual book, like the Lovecraft book, from like the 90s or early 2000s, whenever it was that I purchased it. I'm gonna do just a really quick flip through, and then I want to talk about the really cool thing about this deck just super quickly. So here's the backs, which are awesome. And this deck surprised the heck out of me because like it's got like such a great energy to it. The majors have been renamed, and I want to talk about that really quickly because like it's super cool. Do I have it in order? I don't think I do. That would have been smart though, right? It's probably because I've shown this deck in many videos and I've done some various things with it, but I just want to give you like a really quick flip through of it and chat about like how cool I actually think this deck is, because it kind of surprised me. I had the Dark Grimoire Tarot, which is also a Lovecraft deck, and that one like hit just a little too harsh for me. I don't do horror and I'm not like a Lovecraft fan. But this deck is kind of amazing, and I really have enjoyed getting to know it and working through it. I've done a few little things with it here and there. I keep putting it back in order and then trying to show it and then do random things. But like, this is super cool. Love it. Love the books. Love the books for the suit. I think the artwork is fantastic, and it's just it's like a gorgeous spooky season deck. It's so cool. I think they did such an amazing job with this deck. I also really like the cardstock. It doesn't go so well for the edging that I've found. I haven't found like a medium that edges really well on these Inside Edition decks, but actually they shuffle really well. So like the edging is not the important thing, right? These are so cool. I love them. So it's kind of half in order, kind of half not. I'm sorry about that, because I've been playing with it and I've been doing things with it. But yeah, I love this King of Beakers. It's amazing. There's so much about this deck that I just think is super cool that I just like got really excited and I wanted to share it. I'm going to be shared it in other videos too, but like it's so much fun. I love it. It's like creepy and dark without being overly confronting. It really walks that line, I think, really beautifully between the dark and creepy, but not getting into that super uncomfortable. It's like kind of fun uncomfortable, right? It's like, I don't watch horror movies, but it's like watching a horror movie where it's like, you know, everything's going to be fine at the end of the day, right? Everybody's going to survive. It'll be fine. Oh, okay, well, most people will survive. It'll be fine. You will survive the experience. Look at that 9 of Pentacles. I love it. I just think it's beautiful and brilliant. Okay, so real quick, like I'm usually not a huge fan of the guidebooks that come with these decks, but I just want to real quick point out the Major Arcana. There's some beautiful information in here in the beginning, a little bit about working with your tarot deck, and then it talks about the work of Lovecraft. So in the Major Arcana, so most of the cards in the Major Arcana have been renamed, and that's really what I want to take just a quick flip through and mention. So we have the Fool, we have Manipulation in place of the Magician, Imagination in place of the High Priestess, Growth for the Empress, Authority for the Emperor, Knowledge for the Hierophant, Aliens for the Lovers. I mean, that's amazing. Violence for the Hanged Man, Desire for strength and or lust, so that works really well for me. We have Solitude for the Hermit, Change for the Wheel, Guilt, Truth, Sacrifice, Death is Still Death, which again is fitting for this deck. We have Contamination. I mean, is that not like brilliant for a spooky season dark deck? Corruption, Sins of the Ancestors. I love this one. Science, Madness for the Moon. I mean, brilliant. Shame and Decay, Chaos, and the Void. I mean, it's just kind of perfect. So I just wanted to mention that really quickly because it's actually really brilliant, and I really enjoyed getting to know this deck in that way. Now that I think I've done maybe all the videos I'm going to do, let's give it a quick shuffle because I'm ready to work with this deck. It's got a nice little shuffle with the Inside Edition cardstock. I like it. So let's pull a card and see what we get. The Four of Pentacles. I love it. Let's get into the guidebook just really quickly. Also, I don't think I completely mentioned, but like several of the suits have been renamed. So we have books in place of swords. We have torches for wands. I do believe I probably should have checked. Beakers for cups, and then pentacles are pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles. So the upright is you may have accumulated skills, knowledge, or artifacts that create stability, or you may need to start doing this now. Think of how you invest in yourself and others. I love that. That's an amazing interpretation for the Four of Pentacles. I love that we're not locked into that hoarding energy. I do love a lot of my other Inside Edition decks, but honestly, I think this deck is like the most brilliant one that they've created. That and maybe the Horror Tarot. Definitely my favorites. So yeah, I just wanted to give this deck like a little shout out and a little like flip through because it's kind of amazing and I haven't seen anybody else talk about it much, but I'm kind of in love with it. So yeah, I'll share more about this deck at the end of the month when I talk about all the decks that I worked with throughout the month of October, because this one is not only on my radar, but it is on my table. So that's it for me today, just a really quick one. As always, you'll find links for this deck in the description box of the video. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I look forward to sharing with you again soon.